Hi, everybody. I'm Kendall St. Sullivan. But tonight, rather, I wanted to talk about something when it comes to President Trump. What does he represent? Because it's not all about, well, it is mostly about the policies and things like that, but what does he represent? What is it that he represent that draws so many to him? And what it is that winning mentality. He represents winning. He represents the best of the best. You want to be great, or do you want to just be okay? Nothing wrong with just being okay, but he represents that extra mile. So that's why the America First attitude came with President Trump, because he brought with him a culture of winning. Because he's had this his whole career, especially in the business world. It was he wanted to be number one. Like Dale Earnhardt used to say, number two is just the first loser. So that's what it was all about with him. If you take Michael Jordan, for example, what made him great? What made him great was he practiced harder than he practiced so hard to when he got to the games, it was just like a regular game. So that's what made him the best. So do you want to be the best? So in many ways, yes, Trump represents something that instills in a lot of us that winning mentality, the attitude of wanting to be the best. And when he was saying America first, make America first, for some reason, a lot of his critics had something to say about that. Now, what's wrong with saying America's first? Let's go, Brandon. That's funny. But yeah, let's go, Brandon, for sure. But America first. What made him push that mentality, America first, is what he's been doing his whole career. That's what it's all about. It's about being the best. And I wasn't always on a Trump train. Everybody knows that. It's documented. You can go back to some of my older posts and you'll see. I wasn't always a Trump supporter. I was a harsh critic. I was a critic for sure. But I'll leave those old posts up to say this, that you don't have to stick to the same politics. That once you learn better, you do better. And that's what it was always about. And that's what it's about when it comes to, it's about winning. And let's be real, let's be honest. The only people that always say that you shouldn't talk about what you win are losers. Let's be real. They're losers. They just can't win. Now that's okay if you you want to be okay with losing, that's fine. But don't try to make everyone else have that losing mentality. And that's what pushed Trump into the White House. And I think that's what's going to make him come back. Well, what's going to make him come back is we have a nation that's starving for leadership. We have a nation that's starving for common sense policies. Common sense is under attack. The ability to go to work and just come home and be left alone is under attack. That's where we are. It's under attack. What are we going to do about it? We can complain about it, or we can do what we got to do to make sure that we get Trump back into the White House. Trump coming back to the White House would be like Michael Jordan coming back to the NBA on even a bigger scale, because the nation is starving for leadership. We have a nation of people that's looking for common sense policies, and right now they're just not there. The occupant of the White House right now just doesn't have what it takes. Just doesn't have what it takes to push America to where it needs to be pushed to. I mean, look at what we have going on now. Rising gas prices, exploding housing market, and he hasn't even hardly been in office a year. First thing first, the first business first is to take the House and the Senate back. We got to get the House and the Senate back. Once we get the House and the Senate back, at that point, when Trump gets back in, he don't have to spend, time trying to fight with Democrats that aren't looking for real change, aren't looking for any kind of positive policy. They aren't looking for solutions. They're looking to make people feel bad and to make people complain. That's all they think about. Look at what they do. They point at rich people and say, look at him, look at him, look at him. Uh, You should be mad at him. He's making this, he's making that. F that. I want to be them too. Really? I'm not striving to complain about what somebody else has, what someone else have. So how do we be? It's about being great. It's about winning. Winners don't have time to complain. They just don't. They focus on winning. There were nights, and I talk about this all the time. There were nights that MJ had to put up 50 points to win a game. And they complain about it. Just went out there and got it done. That's what it's all about. We got to go out there and get it done. We got to do what makes us great. So even you take this and you talk about kids, because everybody that plays organized sports, it's just like sports teach you a lot of things. It doesn't just teach you about the game itself. It teach you discipline. It teach you how to win. It teach you how to lose. It teach you how to be competitive. It teach you how to be there for your teammates. It teach you life lessons. Competitiveness. That's what we should be pushing, competitive. But when Trump was in and he was making sure America was number one, America was first, the critics clowned him. They clowned him. So what were they against when it comes to America first? Every country wants to be the best, and they should. Everyone should be the best. You should want to be the best in whatever profession, whatever it is that you do. You should want to be the best. Be the best of the best. If you're not striving to be the best, then what are we doing? If we're not trying to be the best at whatever we are, what are we doing? If we're not trying to be the best version of ourselves, then what are we doing? Because that's what it's all about. It's about winning and being the best version of yourself. Because a lot of people out here wants to call Trump supporters racist, which is blasphemy to say the least. Blasphemy. Most Trump supporters want to just go to work and come home. Period. That's what most Trump supporters want to do. They just want to be left alone. They don't even want anything. They just want to be left alone. That shouldn't be much to ask for in a democracy. In a free country, that shouldn't be much to ask for. That's what has been, people has fought for that. People have died for that. And it's under attack. And it's a shame. The media is against us. We know that. You think when Trump runs again that they're going to treat him fairly? Don't even get that idea in your head. Not for 1 second. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. But we're in a situation where we don't have time to complain about it, though. We got to go out there and deal with the discrepancies and get it done. We got to go out there and deal with the inequalities that they're going to push towards us and get it done. That's all we can really do at this point. That's all we can do is because the house is on fire. The thing is, yes, what we got to do now is try to protect much of the house as we possibly can. We got to try to protect as much of that house to where when Trump gets back, there'll be something left. And shout out to Governor DeSantis, too, doing an awesome job down there. Shout out to the governor of Texas, doing an awesome job down there. A lot of these governors are stepping up to the plate. But what I do know is Trump, the second time around, as great as the job he's done the first time, it's got a chance to be better. Because how many politicians, how many presidents get a chance to be president, be pretty successful at it, then get to come back? He gets to sit back and see, okay, I need to tweak this, tweak that, come back, and then boom. But his job, the second time around, is going to be harder because he's going to be dealing with a worse economy. The economy is going to be in worse shape than what it was. Sleepy Joe, I mean, don't really know what he's doing. But we all know that, though. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to see that. I mean, anytime you spend 47 years in politics and you don't have anything that you do for minorities other than put them in jail and prison, that's all he's done. We talk about the most racist person that ever run for office. Really. But one thing Trump's got to do is get better campaign managers, because that cannot go unchecked this time. He cannot let a racist who's pushed through racist policies call him a racist. Nope. Can't do it. You just can't allow that to happen. Just can't allow that to happen. Not one person's been pardoned since he's been in office. Not one. Not one. And then a lot of people say, oh, Trump was just doing this for politics. Are you okay that the other guy that's in office is not letting anyone out of prison for politics? Look at the logic that they use. Think about that. Our logic when it comes to politics is warped. Our thought process when it comes to politics is broken. Our fundamental understanding when it comes to politics is beyond broken. Politics is supposed to be transactional. Quid pro quo. What can you do for me? Especially in my community, we struggle with that. In the Black community, it's struggled with. They don't understand. A lot of us don't understand that politics is about quid pro quo. And again, wasn't always a Trump supporter. Was a diehard liberal Democrat. Thank God for growth. But I'll say this. What pushed me to Trump was the way that they attacked him every day in the media. I'm still wasn't a Trump supporter. And then I started thinking like, whoa, hold on. You mean everybody's against him? And what I've learned from Malcolm X is the person that the media wants the most, the person I stay away from. I tend to lean towards the person that they are against. So that's let me know. I mean, I've seen the guy Biden himself trying to save the country and fight off the media by himself, surrounded by vultures of people, even in his own cabinet, that he had to go back and forth with. Not a lot of time for that. So when he gets back in the office, and what he needs to be doing right now, since he's gonna run again, it appears like, is get his cabinet in line now. Try to figure out how to fix the things that Sleepy Joe has already destroyed now. Try to anticipate what he's gonna mess up that he haven't even messed up yet. So when he gets in, he'll be able to hit the ground running. I know. It's gonna be a daunting task. And it's not really fair, to be honest with you, because he came in already one time, took no salary, and pushed America forward. And now we're asking him to do it again. Will he do it? Probably so. For recognition of fame? No. Because he has kids and grandkids too. He's concerned about the future of the country as well. And then two, there's probably no one else can do what he can do at this time right now. Let's be honest. There's probably no one else that can do the same thing that he can do right now. DeSantis is someone that, definitely should be looked at strongly for president, possibly as Trump's running mate. Our team of DeSantis, Trump DeSantis, is an unstoppable team that could definitely get a lot of things accomplished, I would think. It could definitely get a lot of things accomplished. Because DeSantis is doing his thing, and he's right. He's got Florida thriving. See, what people don't get about Trump is the guy's just focused on winning. He's not into all that other stuff. He has a goal in mind, and that's what he's trying to accomplish. And that's how we have to be as individuals, as we strive to become the better version of ourselves, the best version of ourselves. Get a goal in mind, stay focused on it, let no one throw you off track of it. No one. That's what it's all about. Get a goal in mind and let no one throw you off track on it. That's what it's about. Because no one's going to care about your goals and dreams as much as you are. No one's going to care about winning the future for yourself as much as you are. You have to do that. And then F all that people saying, you got to be humble, you ain't humble. Look, of course, that there's a way to win and this and that, but the people that think that you're being anything out, that you're not being humble because you're talking about your wins as well as your losses at times, are just losers anyway. I mean, that's just what that come down to. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest fighters of all time, he let you know he was going to beat you up. He was going to win. He let you know that he was unstoppable and you could not do nothing with him. That's what it's all about. That confidence to be the best version of yourself that pushes you there. It takes skills to get to where you want to get to, but it also takes something deep down inside of you as well. It's got to be that certain will to want it, how bad you want it. Look at the Hall of Famers in the NBA. Look at the Hall of Famers in football. Look at the people like Dale Earnhardt. Look at what they did to get to where they wanted to get to. Look at what Trump did to get to where he wanted to get to. Did anybody think he was going to become president of the United States? He went through there. He beat the Republicans. He beat the Democrats with no ground game. None. He had no ground game. Went through there on a tear. He was the president of the United States and had the best economic numbers in a generation. Had the best economic numbers in a generation. Look at his numbers. Look at his record. Over 7,000 people released from prison. Over 91% of them black. That's his number. Made it illegal for women to give birth handcuffed to a bed. Joe Biden, in 47 years in office, done nothing for minorities, done nothing for black people, but want to get up there and talk about race. That's an insult. That is an insult. Desegregation of busing, he was against. When it came to rolling people, black people in the prisons like we was on a conveyor belt, he was all for it. Drafted it, signed it, bragged about it. Drafted it, signed it, and bragged about it. I'll never forget the amount of people that did vote for him, knowing that. Then there was some that just didn't care. That $500 billion that Trump was going to give, what was it? The Platinum Plan. Hey, I would still like to have it. I voted for Trump. Really. But now what we have, rising gas prices, housing market exploding. The price of goods, the price of everything high. The price of everything is up. And make sure you guys like and share this video as well. Just stop what you're doing, hit the like button and share. But what we got to do going forward is we got to stay united. We got to stay together. We got to stay as passionate about the person that we believe should be the president of the United States come next election. And we will stay because we're going to have I'm telling you guys, it's going to be an uphill battle. As far as the mail-in voting situation goes, we're going to have to get involved in that as well. Unless we can get rid of the whole mail-in voting thing. That much, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But what I do know is if we want to win, and we have a good chance of doing so, but it's going to be a daunting task. And then when Trump get elected, the agenda needs to be written up now. And I know it's an impossible position for anyone to be in, but it is what it is. It's an impossible position, but we know that he has the cachet to get it done. We know he has the skill to get, because the good thing about it is he's done it before already. And what do you guys think? The good thing is he's done it before. He's done it before, so it's going to be just as hard, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a situation that's going to require a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be hard to get the nation back on track the way it was, but it can be. We will rebuild what we had. We will regain the freedom that we had. We will regain the trust that we had, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of standing up to the fake news. It's going to take a lot of pushback for the fake news. We got to not get into not caring about the fake news, because the fake news is going to be the fake news. The fake news is going to be against us. And they're going to spend millions, maybe billions. No, maybe they are going to spend billions of dollars to try to stop us. But we got to show the power of a people, a power of a people that just want to be contributors to society, help rebuild America, and be left alone. That will, that burning desire of people that just want to go to work, do their thing, go to work, pay taxes, be left alone. That's all. That's all the average person wants to do. Make a decent living and be left alone. That's all the average person wants to do. That's it. They're not asking for a lot. They're not asking for a lot. They asking for their freedoms to be protected. That's what they're asking for. How do we get there? We get there by sticking together. We get there by focusing on the midterm election now. We need to get the House and the Senate back. As far as Trump goes, when it comes to the nomination, he should not have to even run for it. When Trump announces that he's running, that the Republicans need to just walk up to him and just hand him a nomination out of sheer respect. Out of sheer respect, they need to just hand him a nomination. Now, as far as the governors that stabbed him in the back, we know who the governors are that stabbed Trump in the back. That much we do know. How you guys feel about Herschel Walker down in Georgia? I mean, that'll be a good Senate seat to pick up if we are able to actually pick that seat up. That'll be pretty good. That'll be a step in the right direction because Herschel Walker has been a loyal Trump supporter. Loyal Trump supporter. You never know. I mean, maybe he could be governor of Georgia. You never know. Because, I mean, you guys know I'm not going to vote for Stacey Abrams, and which I'm not in, don't live in Georgia. I couldn't vote anywhere. I'm not going to support Stacey Abrams. And I damn sure is not going to support Brian Kemp after how he screwed the president. Oh, no. You guys all know about that, how he done that. But when Trump comes back, it's going to be like Joe Biden coming back to win 3 more titles. Well, in Trump's case, 4 more titles. It's going to be like Trump coming back to win a few more titles. But the country needs it. Jordan came back. When he came back, he came back because he wanted to, but he's also coming, when he came back, he was saving the NBA. So when Trump comes back, he's saving the country. The good thing is we have an MVP type caliber player on our team when it comes to President Trump. He's the best in politics right now. He's definitely the best when it comes to campaigning. I don't know anyone that think that the president, anyone can campaign harder than the president. Who has more cachet on that campaign trail than the president? President Trump has the cachet. He has the skill. He has the knowledge. He just has that it factor to get it done. That's what it comes down to. He has that it factor. And a lot of you all, a lot of us, we have that it factor. That's what it's all about. Having that it factor to get to the goal that you're trying to reach. So I wanted to make this topic not just a political topic, not just a topic about Trump, but a topic about being the best version of yourself. You know, that's the bigger thing, and that's what I feel like everyone striving for, or should be striving for. Being the best version of yourself, living in your own bubble, and being the best version of you inside that bubble. Not necessarily caring what somebody else have or what this person have. You focused on, this is what I'm focused on here. You know, it's like a rich person got $50 million. I'm not necessarily focused on that. The Democrats saying, ooh, be mad at them. No, I'm trying to figure out how the hell I can make $50 million too. What business did they start? You know, what did they invest in? That's my thought process. You know, I had someone, a Democrat person, message me, text me. I don't know who it was. You know how they always had them people that send these messages out. Oh, you want to come support this? You want to come support that? And the conversation was, do you want to support police brutality? Or do you want to stand up against police brutality? And my response was, do I want to stand up against real police brutality? Sure. But I want to let you know that I'm not a Sleepy Joe supporter at all. Oh, okay, thanks for your time. I'm thinking to myself, oh, so I got to be a Joe Biden supporter in order to stand up against police brutality? And I don't think all cops bad. And that's why I simply pointed out real police brutality, because you're not going to bring me down to that, rabbit hole to try to make like all cops bad. No, they're not. And let's be real. When the first person that we call when we're in trouble is the police. Are there police brutality that goes on? Yes. Do those particular bad cops need to be called out? Sure. Will I stand up against them? Sure. I don't think that's a race thing. I think that everybody here feels like, that no one should mistreat anyone. They should follow the letter of the law. But defunding this and all that, I'm not into none of that BS. Defund, no, nope, 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 nope. I mean, which, you guys notice that we don't really even see police brutality cases since the election's been over. Yeah. But anyway, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just a Trump supporter that's just wrong on everything. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But what I do know is they look for every chance to exploit and use. It's like it's oppression Olympic with the Democratic Party. How many people I can make feel the worst? But I'm looking at how many people I can make. How many people can we uplift? That's what it should be about, right? How many people can we uplift? How many people can we lift up? How many people can we inspire? But they don't do that. They push oppression Olympics. They need to find something for you to feel bad about. No, not into that. Not into that. Not into that. I'm not into that. But this whole notion that, oh, you voted for Trump, that means you're racist. No. Let's be real. Let's be honest here. There are good people that voted for Trump. There are good people that voted for Joe Biden. I don't agree with the ones that voted for Joe Biden because, let's be real. I'm sure we all got family members that voted for Joe Biden. Let's be real. Not bad people because you voted for Joe Biden. But what it do show is the contrast can't be more clear when it comes to our understanding for what goes on in this world and our understanding for what policy needs to be pushed. For what policy needs to be pushed. We need to push the right policy. And people talk about how the workforce is down right now. And I'll say this, and you guys may even agree with me. Give the money to the people that's working. Give the government assistance to the people that's working. And you'll see how fast the workforce comes back. Now, I'm not saying that you should just cut off everyone that's having a hard time. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is incentivize the people that's on the front lines as well. I'm not saying you should necessarily the people that's on the front lines incentivize them as well. I don't think that's really a radical idea at all. I think it's common sense, and that's what we lack right now. Common sense. Since Trump left the White House, common sense has went in the toilet. Common sense has went to the bottom. We have to restore that. As lit as Trump is, he's not going to be able to do it by himself. He's not going to be able to do it by himself. He's going to need you and I rallying around him. He's going to need you and I continuously pushing common sense in the streets. He's going to need you and I continuously pushing common sense everywhere in the streets. That's what he needs. That's what we all need as a country. It's not just about politics. We all need that. Common sense. The ability to just go to work and be left alone. The ability to protect your freedoms. The ability to protect the sacred freedoms. If it's going to be a democracy, it has to be free. It has to, the freedom should not be under attack. Discrimination should not even be a thing that we should even be going back and forth or considering right now. It's almost to the point where we back down a Jim Crow era where we're literally trying to separate us, trying to divide people. That is not how we win the future. We win the future by being the best version of us. We win the future by being united as a people. That's how we win. That's the only way we're going to win, is by being the best version of ourselves. We're not going to win the future by dividing us up. So, but I'm going to end it there. I'm Kendall Sullivan, and thank you guys for coming on.